So I've been working on this thing in Unreal Engine, and I had to make a material function that has a lot of parameters. Like there's more than 20 parameters here that I'm gonna have to add. And not only I'm gonna have to add all of these parameters in my material, I'm gonna have to add this function like 3 times at least. And that means I'm gonna have to create at least 20 parameters for each. So that's like 60 parameters right there. Maybe more if I use this again, right? And there's no fucking way I'm gonna do that. It's gonna take me like half an hour. Plus I also don't want to have to do this again in the future, so I decided to make a little plugin to deal with this. You guys can get it on Fab or Gumroad for free, and I'll show you guys how it works. So let's say we have this function here, right? So all you have to do is right click, create parameters for function inputs, and then you can add a prefix or a suffix, set a group for them. This one is a checkbox, so if you already have a parameter connected over here, then if you have this checked, it won't create another one. And this one will add this type to the name of your parameter. So for example, let's call this like this. Okay, and there we go. It adds all the parameters for you based on the inputs here, right? With the prefix that you put. Let me do it again. So say you set a group over here, and you set a pen type over here. Just click OK here, and there you go. We'll have the names based on these inputs, and then the type over here, the end, and we have the group for the parameter over here. Or I can just leave this in the default options over here, and it just adds the name and nothing else, right? Of course, don't forget that if you do this twice, the second time you do this, you have to set something over here. Otherwise, you're gonna have parameters with the same names and it's gonna have the same values, right? So that's the point of having the prefix or the suffix, right? So they don't conflict. And that's it. That's how this works. Of course, when you have a function like this that is huge, and you have like 3 of them, you can't have the same names for all of them. So even if I like manually created these, I would have to create them again with different names for the other ones, right? So this is why I created this. So let me show this. Let me copy paste this over here. I already have this connected, so create parameters. So I'll set my prefix, okay? And there you go. It creates all my parameters over here, except for this one that it was already connected. I can do the same again over here. And there we go. In 5 seconds, I have all of these parameterized. The names are different, so they won't create any conflict. And if I open the instance here, we're gonna see all of these parameters over here. They work just fine. Of course, they are on the same group because I didn't write anything for the group over here. Like I didn't write anything here, so they're in the global. But if I do set the group, they will be in distinct groups, right? So yeah, like I said, if you find this useful, you can get it on Fab or on Gumroad for free. And that's about it. See ya!